Hey, this is Amanda Elo'esh, and I'm here with this week's Goddess Diary, your download for having more sacredness, more magic in your life without the religion, without the dogma, but all the fun. And this week I wanted to share with you a little bit about shame and the role that shame plays in our lives. And if you're a human being and not a sociopath, then you deal with shame probably on a very regular basis. And how does it show up? It can be very small. It can be very big. Usually we experience it on all levels. It can be the shame that we feel when we see somebody that has something that we want, like success, feel bad about, or criticize ourselves for not being as much as somebody else or having what somebody else has. Or it can be another form of comparison, which is having something that somebody else doesn't have: money, food to eat, place to sleep, and not knowing how to help and not helping and feeling shame around that. Can be about old things that our parents or caretakers, or simply the unfortunate lessons of life teach us about ourselves. Like, we're not good enough, we're bad. If we, experienced our sexuality in a way that wasn't okay with our family, then there's a lot of shame around that, or shame around sexual abuse, or there's just so many ways, again, on little levels and big levels, that shame can permeate our life. And according to Brene Brown, she's a social scientist, and has some great talks. According to her, shame is at the heart of most of what is killing the human spirit right now, with depression and all kinds of emotional dis-ease, and creating the disconnection and the general apathy and disconnect that we have from our human relationships to ourselves and to others. And so what do we do? What do we do about shame? Shame's obviously something that we all have in our lives, whether it's big or little. We dance with it probably on a daily basis, and it's keeping us small, it's keeping us sick, it's keeping us from actualizing our full potential, it's keeping us from being happy. What do we do with it? How do we deal with shame? Because we can go back and get rid of old shame in our system, but it's likely, again, because we are human, that we will continue to come across experiences that trigger shame inside of us. What do we do about it? And one thing that came up for me as I was thinking about the whole issue of shame, which, by the way, is one of the shadow pieces of the Primal Goddess, which is the goddess that we are diving into this month with the Living Wisdom School. And one of the pieces that came up for me, and then I just recently saw Brene Brown's talk on shame, and she said the same thing. It's like keeping it hidden, keeping these parts of ourselves that we're ashamed of in the dark, in the secrecy, and not talking about it. And when we keep that part of ourselves hidden and tucked away, pretend that it's not there, look the other way, or numb ourselves from being aware of it through whatever, TV, food, drugs, the depression that keeps us, too tired, too checked out, to be aware of what's happening in ourselves, in our psyches. We have no ability to empathize with other people. We don't have compassion for ourselves. We're very judgmental about ourselves, and then when we see those qualities in other people, we're very judgmental about them. It creates more disconnect. It creates a lack of being able to empathize. So what do we do about it? Well, we talk about it. It's important to talk about it, and it's important to find a safe space where we feel like we can talk about it in a way that's supportive and not going to be exploitive, used against us. Because I know we all know those people in our lives. We don't feel comfortable being vulnerable around them. We don't want them to know our deepest, darkest secrets, or the places that we feel the most vulnerable, because they don't hold it in a good way. And it's important to not keep it hidden, but yet it's important to share it with people and in circumstances that is safe. Get it out of the system. Also, it's really important that she doesn't talk about, but I do, and it seems really, really important, is to get it out of the body, especially if it's an old experience, something from childhood, especially if it's around something to do with body shame, our sexuality, how we look. My butt's too fat, or I got, cellulite, or I've got wrinkles, or we were sexually abused, or made fun of, or exploited in some way, or physically abused. Those, that in ways that made us feel like, oh, I'm obviously a bad person, or there's something wrong with me, I'm broken, I'm not lovable, whatever it is that sticks that shame in the body. It is so important to get it out, and just talking, actually, it's helpful to talk about it, but just talking about it is just not enough. It really isn't enough. And so I have some little basics on how to release it from the body in ways that are really healthy, really easy, and I would love to share them with you. So if you are not on my website already, get on over there, and it's part of this week's blog. Read it and practice it, and if you like what you see, then sign up for my weekly newsletters, and you'll get really helpful stuff like this every week to help you with your life, to have more magic and fun and in your life, again, without religion, without dogma, and just stuff to help you be happy. And also this weekend, on the 14th of September in the East Oakland Hills, I will be offering a workshop on how to get how to get the shame and the anger, the stuck stories out of your body, how to unwrap the stories from judgment and the experiences from judgment and the storylines, and free it up as energy in the body, and then to help let it out of the body in a way that's helpful and energizing and feels really, really good. So if you're interested in that, check out my site. Buy your tickets now. We're kind of coming to a close, and I hope that was helpful. And until next week, may self-confidence and the source be with you.